Hi everyone, welcome to the Artisan's Roadmap. In today's video, I am going to take you through how you can price your handmade products. And remember, we are not overpricing, neither are we underpriced. There is this advice that I will want to give to all handmade business owners. It has been something that I've kept on getting from customers, and I want to share my own advice to you. Okay, now most of the times people have the perception that handmade products are very expensive, and so sometimes when they come to you, they would say that in order for you to reduce your price for them. Now listen, if you know the value of your product, if you know what goes into your product, there is no way you will stand one on one with a customer and you bargain. Okay, let your prices be fixed because you know the value of your product. When customers come and then you tend to bargain with them, they will be like you don't even know the value of your product. And then because of that, they will question the quality of your product. So I'll advise you as a small sister, as a small business owner, that you have to stick to your price when you know the value of your product, when you know what goes into your product. The first thing that goes into your pricing is the material cost. After the material cost, the labor cost, which is very, very important. And after the labor cost, there is the overhead cost and profit margin. Okay, so now let's take it one after the other. I'm not going to waste much time on this video because I don't want it to be that long. But if you have any question after this video and you want me to discuss it with you, you can let me know in the comment section, or you can as well feel free and type anything that you want us to discuss on my community here on YouTube. It is absolutely free. Okay, just type post anything on our community tab, and then you'll get me to discuss that with you, where we can also get others to join in the communication or the discussion. Now, the first thing that we're looking at is the material cost. For instance, if I am to make a palazzo pant, then I will need about 3 yards of fabric. You write that down. And then if you're going to travel to the next town, or you're even going to travel to the market to buy the material, you will have to include that. Okay, now that will come later in the video, but for the material cost, you need the price of the fabric. I'll need the price of the thread that I'm going to use. If I'm going to use zip, I will add that. If I am going to use elastic, I should add that. Any other thing that will come together to form the palazzo pants that I want to make, that should constitute the material cost. If you're into beading, you need the price of the beads, the thread, the handle, the lockers, everything that you're going to use for that bag. You need to list them as a material cost. If you're into crocheting, the price of the yarn, and maybe if you're going to buy a new pair for that project, you need to add that. Okay, so that constitutes the material cost. Now to the labor cost, which is very, very important to me, because most of the times when we have our material cost, we just tend to add any other price to it. So far as we're going to get something at the end of the day as a profit, then we will be okay. We forget that we should calculate the labor cost. If you're going to make a beaded bag which is going to last you for 5 hours, you should add that. You should calculate how much you're going to charge per hour. Okay, you should calculate how much you're going to charge per hour. If it's going to take you for 24 hours, then you multiply that by 24 hours. If a product is going to take you like just an hour, then you just charge for that hour. But we know the beaded bag, crochet dresses or crochet products, beaded products, so you calculate the amount that you want to charge per hour. Now it is known that if you want to calculate the amount you want to charge per hour for a product, for your handmade business, it shouldn't be less than the minimum wage in your country. Okay, so for instance, if you're in the United States, or let's just use dollar as it is known to almost all the countries in the world. Okay, so let's just say if the minimum wage of your country is, let's just say, $2, okay, then you should charge $2 per hour, but which I'm not sure, because it is very, very low for a minimum wage. So let's just say $5. Okay, let's just stick to it. If the minimum wage of your country is $5, then you should charge $5 per hour. It can be more, but they are saying that it shouldn't be less than the minimum wage of your country. So let's just say if you're going to charge $5 per hour for making a beaded bag that will last you for about 5 hours, that is going to be $25 for the labor cost alone plus the material cost, you put them together. Now we move on from the labor cost to the overhead cost. That constitutes of utilities. If you are renting out a shop, if you're going to use electricity for your work, sometimes the packaging that we package our product in, we tend to forget it. It is very, very important. So the overhead should constitute of the transportation. Okay, if you're not going to include the transportation in the material cost, you should include it in the overhead cost. Okay, so the transportation, the packaging. Okay, sometimes we just order or just buy customized bags for packaging our product, and then we just ignore it. We don't add it to the price of the product. Please do. Okay, it is very, very important because packaging also gives you the right presentation of your product. So you should remember always to package your product very nicely. All right, now the packaging, the transportation, rent, if you're renting out a store, if you're going to use electricity, if you're making a bridal fan, you're going to use hot glue, you need electricity. Okay, so you should calculate all of this. Now someone is wondering if you're going to pick just the total amount of your overhead cost on just one product to know. Okay, so sometimes you study your market for a while. You should know that for a month I'm going to make about 10 to 15 products. Then you share the total overhead cost for all the 15 products that you're going to make in that month. Okay, if you're going to do it weekly, you divide your rent, everything, and then you know the amount you are paying for the rent or the electricity in a week. Then you share it to the product you're producing in that week. Okay, so the overhead cost is always shared. It is not like the material cost that you just take the amount of the product and you add it to the price. And no, for the overhead cost, it is shared, whether it is the transportation. And sometimes we don't take car to just go and buy one item. We travel to buy the items in bulk. Sometimes you order, they will take delivery fee. So you share the delivery for the transportation for on the number of product that you're going to produce from that equipment or the materials you bought at that particular point in time. Do you understand? So if you are getting it, it gives me a thumbs up, and don't also forget to subscribe, as this is a new channel and I hope to grow a very beautiful community with you of craft business owners. Let's create a community together. Let's share ideas. Let's grow together. Okay. Now to the most important part, the profit margin or the profit markup. Okay. Now while you have calculated the material cost, the overhead, and the labor cost, you are not going to just add the profit margin. Okay, so the profit margin for product or handmade business is said to be around 20% to 50%. Okay, so let's just stick to 20% for now, especially if you're just starting out. Okay, but if you are a well-established handmade business, then 50%, 30%, 45% is okay. Okay, it's fine. Now we are going to stick to 20% for now. So let's say the material cost, the overhead, and then also the labor cost arrived at $50. Okay, now you're going to multiply the $50 by the profit margin, which is the $20. Sorry, the 20%. All right, so you're going to multiply the $50 by the 20%. You multiply it, and then the amount that you get is what is going to be the price for your product. If you don't add the profit margin to it, you can still get profit from the labor cost part because it is your labor, it is your money. Okay, so you get profit from the labor cost, and then also you get profit from adding the profit margin. And I will always require that you add the profit margin to it, because if you add the profit margin to it, you take the profit margin as your own profit, then you can use it for your personal stuff. But then the labor cost, which is one way or the other also a profit, you can reinvest that one back in the business. I always recommend that you reinvest your profits in the business, but not reinvesting the entire profit that you make in your business. So you take the profit margin that you add to it, you take that one as your profit, and then the labor cost. And unless maybe you are working with someone, even if you're working with someone, you are teaming up to produce products, you can pay them, but you can just set aside a certain percentage of the profit for reinvesting in your business. And I think that if you do that, it will help you a lot, okay? Because especially if you are just starting out and be looking to produce mass products, okay, you don't know where you're going to get the fund from, just reinvest. If you're going to do 50% of your profits, yes, do that. Reinvest 50% of your profit. So maybe you get to a certain stage, then you think that you don't want to reinvest your profit anymore. You're okay with the capital of your business, or you're just going to reinvest 20%, 30%. Okay. I will always preach reinvesting because it is very, very good. It helps businesses grow, especially small business owners. It helps your business to grow. Now, in my next video, I'm going to take you through how you can advertise your product on social media, which is the current trend now. Okay, don't be left out. Don't just sit in your house and then be posting on your stores. Just some of us just stand up, we post on our Instagram page, we post on Facebook page, we post on our Shopify store, we post on our Etsy store, and then we leave it like that. Okay. You can have an online store with Shopify or Etsy, but you can also promote that product using your social media platforms. Okay, so that is going to be the next video. I will recommend you all to like this video if you actually benefited from it, and also don't forget to subscribe, hit on the notification bell so you'll be notified anytime I upload helpful videos like this. My name is Mavis, and thank you for listening to me. Bye bye.